The city of Lagos is the heartbeat of the nation. And interestingly, life in Lagos is an intriguing, inspiring, and challenging adventure. For us on the City of Lagos TV show, the adventure never stops. This is Lagos. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Lagos Updates, where we bring you top news stories that makes the headlines in the city of Lagos. First on Lagos Update. The monthly environmental sanitation exercise, which commenced in Lagos State recently on Saturday, the 25th of April, was led and supervised by the First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Ibijoke Claudiana Sanwo-Olu from the Lagos Island end, while the Head of Service, Olabode Agoro, from the Agege end. The turnout for both of them was impressive, and the level of compliance was encouraging.
Seeing the residents come out, we are seeing them participate. It's like a gradual process. So people are aware, people adhere to the instructions. The vendors did not put their things out there. People were not working during the time. Only those that were cleaning the environment were seen doing. So for me, the assessment is good. For a first timer, I think I'm impressed with it.
The level of compliance from what the figures we are getting is over 98%. Commercial vehicles off, and people complied. They want to keep Lagos clean. They want to see Lagos clean and sane. So we thank Lagosians, we thank the governor, the deputy governor, the two first ladies that are here with us. We thank the local government chairmen for the wonderful support, because they took the message to the grassroots. And like the first lady did say, let it be on a daily basis. So the last Saturday of the month is just to build that culture that will give up 120 minutes in a month. It's not too much to clean our environment and make our state clean and safe.
Still bringing you top news from in and around Lagos on Lagos Update. The recently organized stakeholder engagement meeting on the reviewed Fair Market Value Blue Book 2026 brought to the fore various fundamental issues that relate to ease of doing business and understanding the level of commitment, adherence, and compliance to key government initiatives and policies that govern Lagos State. Key strategic officials spoke to the press after the stakeholders forum to explain in clear details the take-home for participants.
The takeout from these stakeholders is for us to bring everybody on board. You know, this is a review of the Fair Market Value Book. The last one was done in 2021. And the law says that it can be reviewed every 5 years. This is the latest one that has been done. We're supposed to have started in January, but Mr. Governor said, no, you go out, engage lawyers, engage all the stakeholders in the system for them to know that we've reviewed the book rather than just, applying it to the system as it were. So today is the final of the stakeholders, where we'll bring everybody on board for the purpose of letting them know that there is a review in the fair market value for the purpose of charges and computation of land transaction in Lagos State. It's to be able to allow for participatory governance and, of course, for equity. Unlike before, where the land, the charges are generalized, on this one, we'll be able to segment areas in such a way that you don't apply the same charges across board, and that is what is unique about this review.
In Lagos State, we'll make sure that we plan with our people rather than planning for them. So we'll make things participatory, we make our decision participatory, and that is exactly what we're doing again, to let people know that there is a newly reviewed blue book and that is acceptable to everybody. You listen to all the speakers there. They're all giving kudos to the governor of the state and the leadership of Lagos State Lands Bureau for painstakingly covering the entire state, and segmenting it to create fairness, transparency, and certainty in our assessment.
And that draws up the curtain on Lagos Update. Up next is from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Stay tuned. The business of governance in Lagos State is serious business, and it entails tactfulness, strategic thinking, creative solutions, and progressive socio-political and economic initiatives, not only to sustain governance, but to drive consistent positive change. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in reality, has carefully exhibited strong character and strong will to make this a reality. Let's tell you more from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. The Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment recently launched the Lagos State Industrial Policy, LSIP, 2025 to 2030. The official launch was heralded by a press conference at the Bagauto Press Center, where the Commissioner for Lashade Bada Ambrose highlighted the rationale, key benefits, and value of the policy.
We will publicly launch the Lagos State Industrial Policy 2025 to 2030. With that launch, we will commit our administration, our ministry, our partners in industry and finance, and the full machinery of Lagos State government to a single, coherent plan to make Lagos State the industrial capital of Africa within this decade. That is the magnitude of the moment, and that is the scale of our intention.
At the launching proper that took place at Lagos Continental Hotel on the 30th of April, Mr. Governor, ably represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Abimbola Salu Ude, highlighted the strategic value, importance, economic and industrial advantage of the policy.
The Lagos State Industrial Policy 2025 to 2030, a policy that signals our considered resolve to reimagine, to rebuild, and to reposition the industrial sector of this state for the future. The need for a new industrial policy is both urgent and compelling. Lagos has long been the commercial heartbeat of Nigeria and a vital gateway to West Africa. Yet, the global industrial landscape is changing rapidly. Supply chains are evolving, technology is redefining production systems, and competitiveness is increasingly determined by efficiency, innovation, and resilience, with the scale alone no longer sufficient to secure the markets of the future. To remain at the forefront, Lagos must do more than adapt. We must lead. This policy, therefore, is our considered response to that imperative. It is designed to address long-standing structural challenges, to unlock new growth opportunities, and to ensure that our industrial sector becomes a powerful engine for inclusive economic development across the state.
Earlier in her speech at the launch, the commissioner noted that the industrial policy will give a single industrial direction for Lagos State, both at the local and international level.
Lagos State will be one of those economies. Lagos, in the providence of history and in the long labor of its people, has earned the right to take its seat at the table where the industrial future of this continent is now being decided, and to take that seat as a host with the standing of one who has done the work. The Lagos State Industrial Policy 2025 to 2030 is the document that anchors that conviction in strategy and in delivery. With respect, this is more than a policy. This is a covenant between government and the more than 25 million Lagosians whose ambitions power this city every single day. A covenant that reaches every productive corner of the Lagos economy, from the workshop to the boardroom, from the smallest cooperative society to the largest listed corporation, from the informal trader at our markets to the exporter at our ports. It is an inclusive, sustainable policy. To every Lagosian alive today, and to every Lagosian still unborn, this policy says one thing clearly, and it says without qualification. Lagos State sees you, Lagos is open, Lagos is organized, and Lagos State is ready. Let us place this moment in its proper perspective. I address Mr. Governor.
In what could be described as a vote of confidence in the leadership capacity of the Lagos State Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Kadri Hamzat, to take over the affairs of Lagos State as the incoming governor. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu endorsed his deputy during a visit to his office in Marina with some key cabinet members.
His intention to contest for the seat of the governorship position of the state. And I'm sure you could see that all the entire cabinet members are also here, and we've listened, and it's been a very warm family meeting. And at the end of the day, his consultation that we're doing, it was unanimous with all of us in that room to say that Mr. Deputy Governor is a man that is fit, ready, he's been well baked, he's been well manicured, he's been well pepperonied for this job. He's a man that knows where all the rooms in the house are built. He's a man that has worked with me with all sense of humility at the highest level of integrity, loyalty, commitment, support. And so I feel personally, on behalf of my wife and everything that I stand for, truly, really honored and privileged that he had given me this honor to inform me and to use the opportunity to thank our father, our leader, Mr. President, who saw the vision 8 years ago to say that, Mr. Governor, Mr. Deputy, both of you, I see you on the long run.
In a related development, the governor held a strategic meeting with the members of the Governing Advisory Council GAC in relation to the deputy governor's endorsement, and this was the outcome.
Members of the GAC, yours our meeting, a special meeting where we deliberated on the forthcoming primaries of our party in preparation for the 2027 general elections of our country. And particularly, we examined the position of the governorship for 2027. The constitution of our party provides for primaries, and our party has guaranteed, free primaries for all members, for all aspirants, for all interested individuals. However, that very constitution also allows us to look at the issue of consensus A consensus is a platform, it's a means that can bring us together, that can bring peace, unity. Following this option, we have adopted, we have all agreed that Alhaji Dr. Olufemi Hamzat, the current deputy governor of our state, is the consensus candidate, of our party. And we have all pledged to stand by him.
Additional information is that all of my leaders and my fathers here, they've all taxed themselves that they are going to fund the nomination form, whatever the amount is, for Mr. Deputy, who is our consensus candidate. They've all levied themselves, and they said that they are the ones going to buy him the form for his nomination. So we needed to mention that they've all levied themselves, even from their savings as retirees. There's a procedure to it. We'll still do that. We just want you to know that this body has, adopted him. And you also see a video that I'm sure is coming out from Abuja where the presidential form has been procured. I want to tell you that it is us here in Lagos as well that have sent forth to procure the 100 million or so presidential form for Mr. President, who is also our father, who is also going to be running under the platform of our party.
The two-day 19th Executive and Legislative Parley, organized by the Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, with the theme Equal Participation in Governance, highlighting the importance of collaboration in achieving the present administration's Themes Plus Plus agenda, was a strategic moment to take stock of the significant achievements made so far and to also review and show recommitment for future efforts. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the Special Advisor to the Governor on Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Abiodun Tajuddin Afolabi, shared their thoughts in their individual presentation and speech.
Convey yet another, the 19th of our Executive and Legislative Parley. We do so with full weight of that promise before us and a clear record of its fulfillment behind us. I therefore want to welcome each and every one of us to this gathering. This Parley holds its 19th edition is in itself a testament to democratic maturity and to the understanding that governance is not a monologue from the executive, nor a legislative exercise in isolation, but it's a continuation and a continuing conversation between all arms of government and ultimately with even our political leadership. We believe that we're doing this with the people at the center of it, the people that we pledged, we swore to serve. This year's Parley therefore carries a special significance. It will be the last full year Parley of this administration. So I invite you not only to review what we have accomplished together, but to recommit ourselves. To recommit ourselves with urgency and with purpose to what we must still deliver in the months and in the weeks ahead of us. The theme that has been chosen for this Parley is equal participation in governance. And I think it's apt and it's very deliberate. It's not about one person or one group of people or one set of people. It's really about all of us. All of us in the political terrain, in the legislative arm, all of us in the executive arm. It's not an abstract ideal. It is operationalized philosophy that has defined every year of this administration. We have governed as a coalition, the executive providing the vision and implementing machinery, the legislative providing the legal architecture and the democratic oversight, and of course the citizens of Lagos providing both mandates and accountability. And so we're truly happy and we're proud of what we have become in Lagos. of how we have seen purposeful leadership and governance in the last 26, 27 years. And so over the course of this administration, the House has passed critical legislation that has gave legal force to our most ambitious program, one of them being our annual budget. From the laws enabling us into our multi-nodal transport framework to the fiscal instrument that supported our infrastructural bonds. The budget approvals, the oversight hearing that kept agencies accountable, and the constituencies' engagement that brought citizens' voice into the legislative record. These are not small things. They are scaffolding on which everything we have built continues to stand on. And so I want to respectfully thank the Honorable Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, and every member of this great House for the leadership between the two of us and for the growth that Lagos has continued to experience. So you know it all. You know how well we have worked together on transportation, on our health issues, on our environmental challenges, how well we've worked together, ensuring that we'll continue to build schools. And so we want to tell you that in our final year, we must do more than just to review. We must continue to use a platform like this to give our commitments, a commitment that will pledge with the legislator and with every Lagosian that for every day we have, we will not stop at ensuring that we'll finish well and we'll finish very strong. First is to assure you that we'll do everything to complete and commission most of our outstanding milestones projects, either on transportation or other forms of infrastructure. No major government project that is strategic to us will be left undone or abandoned.
We face today require deliberate collaboration, sustained dialogue, and a unified approach to policy formulation and implementation. This forum, therefore, provides an invaluable opportunity to exchange ideas, deepen cooperation, and explore practical strategies for improving service delivery. The success of the Theme Plus agenda depends largely on the quality of engagement among stakeholders, ensuring that policies are not only well designed, but effectively implemented and embraced by the people. We also recognize the importance of civic engagement in governance, creating opportunities for citizens to actively participate, strengthen trust, enhance accountability, and lead to better outcomes. As leaders, we must continue to ensure that governance remains inclusive, transparent, and people-centered. Since the last year Pali, the Office of Political Legislative and Civic Engagement has recorded significant achievement made possible through the support of Mr. Governor and his deputy. The EcoCare Financial Assistance Program has remained a cornerstone of our social intervention efforts, providing financial support to vulnerable residents in areas such as education, healthcare, small-scale enterprise development. Thousands of beneficiaries have been reached, reflecting the program scale and impact. Our popular modern infrastructure delivery program, MISD, has strengthened awareness and access to primary healthcare services, particularly among undeserved community. Pregnant women across multiple health districts have benefited from nutritional support, contributing to improve maternal and child health outcome. The Citizen Gate digital platform continues to enhance interaction between the citizen and government institutions. With participation from numerous ministry, departments, and agencies, and its growing user base, the platform has improved transparency, accountability, and service delivery. Complementing this, the Citizen Gate radio and television programs have served an effective communication channel, bridging the information gap and fostering direct engagement between government and public.
The Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration has taken another giant step to boost power supply with the official signing ceremony of power purchase agreements (PPAs) between Lagos State Government, Mainland Power Limited, Fenchurch Power Limited, and Vietnam Engineering Limited. For Mr. Governor, he promised his government's determination to keep its part of the deal and equally called on the partners to show commitment and professionalism to deliver on the set objectives of the agreement.
All of our partners from Mainland Power, Vietnam, and Fenchurch. The three names are very well known to me. The newcomer would be Fenchurch, but I believe that they are also even the one that are stepping in boldly. And I think their pedigree and the energy they're bringing in, since they're supplying energy, they have to also bring a lot of energy in. It shows that we're making the right choice. And to Vietnam and Set Power, we've walked this path before. We know that we've had times when we had boxed ourselves, we had disagreements, we had very frank, tough conversation. But at the end of the day, that's what business is about. It's about ensuring that we all can enter the room, talk to ourselves frankly, and come out knowing fully well we've done the job. So it's about doing the job that we have also done here now. Let's keep to whatever promises we've made on both sides. I will tell you that sometimes government are the very difficult one to keep to their own side, but we understand the sanctity of contract. We understand the commitment that comes with it. We understand the professionalism that needs to come with when we say we'll do what we'll do. But we also do not want our partners to take us for granted. We should not use either the fact that you think government is sleeping or they are not half as competent as you think they are, and you want to do other things, because it will catch up. It will catch up because you get it right today, you get someday somebody will roll back and say, no, you have not done it the right way. So what am I saying? Let all of us bring up our A team. Let's be extremely very professional. Let's do the things that we have said we will do. And once the people benefit, then it makes life a lot easier for all of us.
Earlier, the Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Dr. Biodun Ogunleye, spoke on the key strategic projects of concern.
Today, Mr. Governor, we are gathered to append signatures to 3 out of the 4 IPP assets that the state government has deployed to meet our electric power needs over the years. Fenchurch is a brand new contract for our major water facilities in Adiyan and Iju and its environment. Mainland Power is a renewal that is now expected to grow to be a major embedded asset serving Ikeja, GRA, Oshodi, and Antoni. Lastly, the Vietnam assets are already negotiating embedded asset framework with EcoDisco, and will continue to support that negotiations and bring them to a closure. They will continue to guarantee premium service to all our facilities. Mr. Governor, sir, all the agreements have been revised to reflect our transition to a market environment, and all assets are positioned to be the first anchor in the provision of generation services in the network where they are situated.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently swore in 7 new permanent secretaries and members of the Health Service Commission. Mr. Governor noted that their new positions is a result of their dedication and competence. He, however, charged them to live up to the expectations of Lagosians.
When merit is rewarded, when excellence are called forward, and when the machinery of government responds to the demands of the people that it serves, there's a lot of collaboration that happens. And today is one of those moments. I'm certainly very privileged as your governor to preserve and to preside over today's ceremony, which brings about 2 distinct but complementary sets of appointees. To our newly sworn-in permanent secretaries, you have, through the years, of several dedications that each and every one of you, but you've earned the right to stand at the apex of the Lagos State civil service. And of course, to our incoming chairmen and members of the Lagos State Health Service Commission, you are assuming a mandate of equal importance, the oversight and the governance of our state's health workforce, on whose equity the well-being of millions of Lagosians will depend. To all of you, today marks not merely a career milestone, it marks an expanded covenant between you and the people of our great state. We did not arrive at this appointment by accident. The process was deliberate, was very rigorous, and was designed to suffice and to bring about competence. It also brought character. We believe that indeed public service is a place where you truly, really can show your true potential. Our public service is of skill and is of ambition. Technically, it's not just you being technically strong that is sufficient, but we believe that Lagos demands at this level a rare combination of technical competence, the highest level of institutional knowledge, and credibility.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently hosted the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Olatunji Disu, to a grand dinner in Lagos. The dinner was characterized by various spectacular performances to the admiration of guests. For the IG, he expressed his appreciation this way.
Your Excellency, I stand before you this evening with a heart full of gratitude and humility. This reception is not lost on me. It carries deeper meaning. I did not merely grow up in Lagos, I served in Lagos. As commander of the Rapid Response Squad, I walked this street. I understood these communities, and I work under your purposeful leadership to make them safer. To now return as Inspector General of Police is, for me, a full circle moment of profound responsibility. To the good people of Lagos, my home, my heritage, my foundation, thank you. Lagos shaped my values, sharpened my resilience, and instilled in me the spirit of service. I return not just as a son of the soil, but as a servant of the nation. On a very personal note, I am grateful to Almighty God for the gift of the family. To my dear parents, your prayers and sacrifice laid the foundation of everything I am today. I also express my profound appreciation to His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for the confidence reposed in me. I accept this appointment not as a privilege, but as a call to duty.
On his part, Governor Sanwo-Olu described the IG as a rare gem and a man of destiny.
We have gathered here in the storied Parliament building to welcome home a son of the soil, a child of Eko, a boy from Lagos Island who has risen and by providence of God and the discipline of his own hand to take his place as the 23rd Indigenous Inspector General of Police of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There are honors that belong to an individual, and there are honors that are shared by people. Your elevation to the pinnacle of policing in Nigeria is first and foremost a tribute to your personal record of service, but it's also a moment of collective pride for us Lagosians, because your story is woven under the story of this great city. Your formation, your grounding, your professional reputation, and a defining part of your public service were shaped in this state. Lagos produced you.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently received in audience members of the Joint Revenue Board who paid a visit to Mr. Governor at the Lagos House Marina. The meeting afforded Mr. Governor and the leader of the team to share their thoughts on progressive developments with the focus to strengthen collaboration and partnership to enhance tax administration in Nigeria.
Your Excellency, your sustained support for the activities of the Joint Revenue Board underscores the high priority you accord to effective revenue administration and its critical contribution to sustainable development. It is therefore not surprising that Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, under the able leadership of the chairman of chairmen, Mr. Oyedepo, remains the leading subnational revenue authority in Nigeria. Lagos indeed generates over 1.7 trillion annually, reflecting sustained commitment to reform and institutional strengthening. On a year-to-year basis, Lagos recorded over 1.7 trillion in Nigeria last year, representing a 39% increase compared to the 1.2 trillion generated in 2024. The board is highly encouraged by this performance, particularly as these revenues are being effectively deployed to improve the welfare of citizens through critical infrastructure and social investments. Notably, we commend your dynamic leadership for several impactful projects, including the recently commissioned Ojo-Tapebi 5.04-kilometer link bridge. In the area of food security, the mid-level food agro-hub in Abidjan, situated along Lekki Expressway, stands as a significant milestone. These achievements clearly demonstrate how strong revenue performance, when effectively managed, translates into tangible development outcomes for citizens. For our members, as commence our engagements for the year, I wish to emphasize that our diligence and collaboration contributed significantly to the achievements recorded by the board in 2025. Through our collective efforts, we made notable strides in capacity building, regulatory reforms, data management, and intelligent operation, thereby strengthening the institutional capacity of the Joint Revenue Board. Furthermore, the theme of this meeting, from fragmentation to coherence, advancing subnational tax administration through harmonization, is both relevant and timely. It speaks directly to the need for greater consistency, coordination, and efficiency in tax administration across states. Harmonization remains essential to improving ease of doing business, promoting fairness, and enhancing investments. May I refer members to my report, which provides more information on this and other related matters. I'm confident that deliberations will provide invaluable insights and further strengthen collaboration as we work towards a more coherent and effective tax system.
Lagos, of course, has a stake in getting this right. Like the Executive Secretary said, in 2024, very modestly, we generated just a paltry 1.3 trillion in IGR, very, very little, very paltry, which represent about a 45% jump in our previous year. We dare say that our internally generated revenues now fund well over 60% of our budget. And we say that it hasn't just happened by sheer luck, it is a result of years of investment in digital tax systems. We've pushed to expand our tax net, and we're building trust with our various taxpayers. We're fully aligned with the new national framework, and we're ready to share whatever we've learned with our sister states. But we're also ready to undertake mutually beneficial insights between the board and the Lagos State, which we believe will strengthen our tax administration. The chairman, though acting from FCT, have said to us he wants to beat us. It's a very good challenge. We take it right on board. And why do we say this? 4 years ago, we were also number 27 or 28 on the ease of doing business ranking in our country. And 4 years ago, we also challenged the Kadunas and the Akwa Iboms and the Gombe. They were number one at that time. That were going to be number one. Today, we're number one on doing business in the country. And I want to say that it is entirely fitting that after 4 years or so, or 5 years, you're back in Lagos to conduct your 159th meeting of the Joint Revenue Board. The city is not merely a convenient location. It is a leading argument for everything the board exists to do.
In a brief chat with the press, Mr. Governor highlighted key fundamental developments with respect to the positive impact and effort his administration has made in the area of transportation as a result of effective tax mobilization and administration strategies in Lagos State.
Meeting of the Joint Revenue Board, which comprises of the entire leadership of the Nigerian Revenue Service and all of the chairmen of the 36 internal revenue services and FCT. They've been in Lagos and they'll be in Lagos till the end of the week. We're happy, we're excited to have them, and I'm sure there's a lot that they'll be sharing amongst themselves. Want to thank you, gentlemen, for all of the support that you've been given to our government. I don't know if there's any. Our visitors, yesterday they were on the blue line, and the blue line you can see just behind you. So what we went to do in Darlene were just to go and sign off on our completed red line rolling stock. If you remember, sometime last year, we received additional rolling stock on the blue line, and we did mention that similar things going to happen on the red line. The beauty of the red line is it's twice as much, it's twice as big than the blue line. Whilst the blue line has 4 cars, the red lines are going to be having 8 cars, meaning they can, on a daily basis, at full capacity, they can actually be carrying up to 500,000 people on the red line rail corridor, which on the waterways as well. We're doing the Oyedepo project, which is ongoing. We're believing that by this time next year, you will have seen, increase on our waterways by inclusion of electric boats. There will be high capacity electric boats that will also enhance, transportation on that corridor. So all is part of our transport infrastructure solution, which we're building, which we're ensuring that people can move from one part of the city to the other efficiently and effectively. And at the end of the day, they'll be paying tax regularly to Lagos and Lagos Internal Revenue Service.
And now to some courtesy visits. Delegates from the British Airways recently paid Governor Sanwo-Olu a courtesy visit. The meeting was basically to further express both parties' appreciation and satisfaction for the decades of a mutually benefiting relationship.
We really appreciate all the support we have in terms of how we operate here. We know that it's such an important market for us as British Airways, and it's not just a market, it's something that we really believe in Nigeria and Lagos. It's part of who we are in terms of creating that air bridge between here and the UK to offer opportunities for business, families, connections, education. It's a really important air link to help both countries thrive. And I know you were part of the state visit, which was great to see, and the opportunities for growth for both economies. It's just fantastic that we are part of that, and looking forward to continue to work with and fly here for another 90 years. And, at least, okay, I won't actually be around to see it. So I just wanted to say thank you. It's
Lagos, I'm sure, in the British Airways story somewhere, Lagos will have a chapter, if not a full chapter somewhere, and it speaks to the bilateral and the very strong cultural growth that both the country, the state, and organization as British Airways has been, from British Caledonia to, not that I was around then, but to British Airways now. It speaks volume. And air transport and air logistics today is more important than ever before. It brings about strong, huge connectivity. It makes movement very easy, very comfortable, and it has also further shown how critical and how important it is, given the global disruption that we're seeing now with what is happening in Iran, and in the Middle East. Whilst journeys that people take for granted, now people have to route longer journeys. That it just further speaks to why we all have to be together.
The ambassador of Spain to Nigeria and his team recently paid a courtesy visit to the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The focal point of discourse centered around how both parties can deepen economic relationship, expand bilateral relations that can be of mutual benefit to both parties.
We are trying to promote Spanish interests in Nigeria. We are also trying to promote because of course we are living in this country. At the same time, we also interiorize a little bit the Nigerian interests, so we try to push them forward also back home with our authorities. The Spanish government is trying to give more attention to Black African countries, in particular Western Africa. The president of Senegal was in state visit early this week in Spain. Our Prime Minister has traveled to Senegal several times too. West Africa is a key priority. We have a Plan Africa 24-27. And we try to do things. Sometimes, of course, we have good political relations. But we want to do more, and also at government state level, I think that is important to develop these ties. Lagos being the powerhouse of Nigerian economy, and we want to keep strong ties with you to see what are your views on the things that a country like Spain, which is a medium-sized economy but rather powerful economy, can do. Which are the areas, the key interest areas that your government is now has in mind? So to see whether we can adapt our economic trade strategies to fit. We are trying to bring some more companies here. We currently have some Spanish companies present here, like GB Foods or Moeve, a big petrochemical company. Some other Spanish companies have started operating, like Globo, for instance, and so on and so forth. But I think that we could do much more.
I think that for us, shows how you want to further deepen that relationship. We respect that so much, and we're hoping that we can further, drive it forward. I mean, Lagos, too well, is a commercial, economic center of our country. It's a state that holds a significant part of our commercial, industrial, and financial, conversations. And we're here. We're willing to further engage, all of our foreign, investors and friends. Other areas that I think we also can look at is around in culture. If we can further deepen cultural exchange, and out of culture, you will see arts come out, you will see festivity, you will see language. There's a lot that we can do, not just living to only brick and mortar, businesses. I think governments now need to begin to look at the soft side of infrastructure, the soft side of diplomacy, which I see even as simple as, cultural exchange, language, arts, and music and fashion. And these are areas that we believe we can play a very critical role.
And finally, from the governor's office, the recent sensitization and presentation of the present administration's significant strides in the HOPE project afforded the governor of Lagos State to highlight the various contributions and achievements of the government in the project. Mr. Governor stated the strategic positive impact of the project in virtually all sectors.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this very, very important public sensitization and presentation of the Lagos State achievements under the World Bank federal government supported HOPE, H-O-P-E program. The HOPE program, Human Capital Opportunities for Prosperity and Equity, is a strategic reform initiative that is designed to improve how government delivers essential services to its people, especially in areas of basic education, primary health care, and public sector governance. I dare say that the main steering committee actually head it. So I've been part of it, and I know what are the expectations. You can see World Bank is there, the Nigerian Governors Forum is there, meaning that almost all the state governments are also participating with the Federal Ministry of Finance. Through its core pillars, which is the HOPE Edu, HOPE PHC, and HOPE Gov, it ensures that Investment in these sectors are not only made, but they are efficiently managed, transparently, and they are translated into real benefit for our citizens. And so for us in Lagos State, this program is about people. It's about our citizens. It's about ensuring that a child has access to the right learning material, that a mother can receive quality care at our primary health institution without a heavy financial body. They can understand and they can for once trust government. Today's event is therefore not only about presentation, policies and programs, it's about showcasing tangible results, deepening public awareness and encouraging every citizen, every resident to take full advantage of the opportunity these services already is providing across various sectors.
And that's a wrap on our comprehensive news catalog from the Governor's Office platform on this broadcast on TV Nigeria. Thanks for watching. Believe me, if you can survive in the city of Lagos, you can survive anywhere in the world. All you need to do is to stay focused. Let's talk about this great city again next week. Thanks for watching.